Good morning, it's Barbara. Happy Vlogmas Day 3, December 3rd. It is rainy and dreary. It was foggy this morning, still a little foggy. And once again, I'm going to be driving for an hour more each way, but needs must. Good morning. Happy Advent Day 3. It's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee and our December celebration. My dogs have not gotten sort of the message about their Advent, and neither of them are down here. I will wait and see, but I may have to insert a video of them getting their Advent at the end of the vlog. Assuming they come down before I'm done editing. Oh, yesterday, I'm sorry the Vlogmas was up so late. I have been quite lazy for the last, you know how long, when I haven't edited my vlogs. And so I record it and then I just say upload and then I forget about it. I don't have to think about it anymore. But when I edit, I have to render it first and then upload the rendered video. It has to convert it into the correct format. And that takes some time. The rendering takes not quite as long as the video is, but you know, half the, you know, if the video is 20 minutes, it takes at least 10-15 minutes to render it. Well, anyway, and I go off and do something else. And I was sitting in here working on my hat, spoiler alert, watching Vlogmas and Flossmas and podcasts while I was knitting. Oh my God, I was knitting. I told Dennis, I'm here. I'm sitting here knitting. And then I'm like, oh shit. It was 2 o'clock and I hadn't uploaded my video. It was been rendered for, well, anyway. So I apologize for the lateness of the video yesterday. I will try to be better. But, spoiler alert, I started my hat. I am doing the Full of Minis hat by Knitting I Love. And it's welts. One welt for each color. So I started with the dark gray from day 1 from Megan. And then I went into the highlighter color, which I was calling yellow, but while I was sitting there using it last night, it was feeling a little more on the green side. Still, gray instead of grello. But I don't know if you can see this. This is one of those galloping horse issues. I have a pearl row right before I changed color, and that's because when I was doing my welt, I was holding the yarn, the needle, exactly wrong, which meant that I had turned and was knitting the opposite direction, which of course leaves a little hole. But it also meant that where it was supposed to be a knit row on the front, it turned into a purl bump. Now, as I'm saying this, well, first of all, I'm fine with it and I'm not changing it. Galloping horse, you know, the galloping horse rule in knitting is if somebody riding past on a galloping horse couldn't tell you made a mistake, then don't worry about it. I'm of the galloping horse school of mistakes. But also, now that I'm looking at it, I'm kind of liking it. I do expect that when when the yellow or green or whatever color it is turns into a welt, I suspect that will be covered as it folds over. But I'm not sure. And if it's not, it's fine. In fact, it just crossed my mind that maybe I like it and maybe I should do that for every welt as, you know, an additional. But if it doesn't show, because it's overlapped slightly from the other welt. But then I figured, no, forget it. The other thing is, now that I know I did it wrong, I can figure out how to do it right. But you have to pick up the stitches. This is my cast on row here. So you're folding the cloth and you're knitting from your needle, one stitch from your needle, and one stitch you're picking up at the very bottom of where you want that welt to start. And picking up on the cast on edge seemed to be, I don't know, I wasn't confident that I was picking up the right row or the right spot, and I was worried about my count, if it was going to come out correctly. So anyway, I was in no mood to take it out, even if I thought I should. But you can see on the back, which is where, so when I go to knit on this is what it's going to look like to me. So you're seeing it from my side, right? The back is facing me, but when I knit, I will be the back is facing me, but this is my working yarn. Okay, I'll do it. I can't do it backwards. So this is my working yarn on this needle, and I am looking at the back of the work because of the way I'm holding it up. And when I go, if I were making the I'm blubbering. If I were making the welt right now, I would be picking up one of these stitches right here. This is, oh, it's hard to see the contrasting color. But on the pearl side, when you change color, you can see both colors very well. And so I would be picking up, I guess I have to decide if I'm picking up the same color or I'm picking up the old color. But either way, it will be easier to tell where to pick up now that I've done one welt. This is what I'm trying to say. Oh my God, I'm going to edit this. I might just I don't know. Anyway, I did it wrong. I'm confident I can do it right next time. I'm also confident it doesn't matter that I did it wrong the first time. So anyway, this is the color. And I'm not paying attention, right? So apparently very well. So anyway, this is the first color from day one from the Botanical Yarns. And I had called it yellow, but you can see that it's a little on the green side. It's like that highlighter greeny yellow. It still goes beautifully with the gray, so it's not an issue. But I had thought about it, and I thought, excuse me, get close up on my cheek. I had intended to use this color for the second color, because I thought this vibrant color might be something that I want a little higher on the hat and maybe give it a little more prominent space. So I thought, oh, I'll do this one. But then when I went to grab the braid, I grabbed this one and wound it, and then I'm like, forget it, I wound it. I'm not winding another one. So this is the second color. So anyway, I started my hat. I did not finish my second welt, but that's okay. I have time. So I'm going to open my Advents now. One dog is down here. The other one is still upstairs. So forget them. I'll do them later. Megan. And I have a little something something, and now I know what this one is. Ha 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 ha. Dennis is making treat noises, so he's trying to entice Yep, there she comes. Okay, we'll do the dogs now. Come here, girls. Come here, girls. We are going to do your Advent. If I can find day 3, which I apparently cannot. I do not see day 3. Nope, there it is. I'm thinking it might be exactly the same as day 2 and 1. It is. Well, if you wanted variety, you're not getting it with this. Well, Dennis is probably right. The dogs don't care about variety. Okay, hold on. Dennis will be the videographer. Happy Advent. You ready? Okay, stay. Come. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. They were the same as yesterday. Good girls. Yes. Pearl only ever expects 1, and she's always dropping it. There you go. Happy Advent day 3. Pretty soon you're going to be down sitting next to me once you figure this out. Or maybe not. I just had a whole interlude with Maisie on my lap and then forgot to push the button, so you didn't get to see it. Sorry. Nanny, boo-boo. Anyway. So now the dogs have had their Advent, and now I'm doing day 3 from the lovely Megan. This is TY base sock weight. 70% superwash merino, 20% yak, and 10% nylon. Ooh, yak. Oh, this is the same. So she's doing this thing, looking at, oh, the other one, the Stellina one is in my bag because I use the Stellina one for my hat. So this is the yak that just came. It's the same dyeing as this one, which is the Nep tweed. So the yak, I wonder if the yak started out as the same color as the tweed started out. It might have been a little darker. Does the yak start out darker? I'm not sure. So it looks a little darker. This looks a little bit monochrome more than the other. So this is today's yak. You can see the blue. Could just be the dye pot. Although she probably put all 3 in the same dye pot is my guess. So we'll see how many bases she has. So this is the yak base. This is the tweed base. And this is the Stellina base. It knits up gorgeous. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. So I'm wondering if my hat starts with stripes of gray, alternating with other colors. We shall see. So here's another little package for day 3. I know what it is because it's very similar to the package from day 2, although I don't know what it is. Okay, it's stars. It's stars. Yesterday it was Christmas ball shape. Today it's stars. So we will have a little project, a little Christmas ornament project. I don't know that I'll have time with the girls this month to do that. We shall see. I wonder if watercolors would work on these. I should try it and see, because the girls and I have watercolors that we paint with sometimes. So gorgeous, gorgeous, and I do love those grays. I do love the grays. I hope Dennis is right and the dogs don't really need variety, because they ain't getting it. Okay, so this is Botanical Yarns. I did hear from Karen. She did not get a December, a Christmas Day full skein either, so I just misremembered. These girls get so many treats. Dennis just cut up treats for upstairs, and so they got more treats. Oh my, we're having a little bit of a theme going here. All right, so now you can see that this is a greener yellow. This is a beautiful yellow. This is a beautiful yellow. However, my Advents are not going to be, if I do this hat the way I'm thinking, it's not going to have a lot of variety at the beginning of the hat. I'm curious how it will go later. And I think I just am going to go with it. I guess I'm just going to go with it. I mean, that's the thing about Advents, right? They are what they are. So I'm having a gray and grello beginning to my hat, and we'll see what the rest of December brings. I was picturing something a little rainbowy, you know, mishmash of colors. I'm not on track to do that, so that's very interesting. Now, the other thing that I could do is I could incorporate, if I care about that, I could incorporate some of the polka dot yarn Advents that I have. And so tomorrow I could open number 4 from polka dot and leave 4 from Botanical in the box. Go ahead, sweetie. Dennis is making himself a coffee. Hold on. He's not quite ready. So that is an option I have, because I do have the 12 Days of Christmas from Polka Dot Yarns. And I intend to just open one of my store-bought Advents a day, but it doesn't mean I can't alternate them. But I don't know. I'll think about that. Something about that I don't love. But actually, you know, I think I'm just going to go with fate. I don't know what you call it. With the decisions of the dyers, Megan and I don't know the name of the Botanical Yarn lady, and put my hat in their hands, because I'm going to have plenty of yarn left. Certainly of the Botanical yarn I'm going to have left, because these are 20-gram skeins. I exchanged 10-gram skeins with Megan. So that when I'm done, if the hat somehow doesn't satisfy that, you know, riot of color kind of need of mine, I can make another one, because Verena sent me 2 patterns. The other one is looks very similar, but it's done with slip stitches rather than welts. So there are plenty of hats that I can make with my leftover yarns. If the one that comes just from doing this in order doesn't suit, it'll be fine. But I was a little bit like that, you know, let the universe decide a little bit. I very rarely, when I was a member of Yarnbox, I really enjoyed Yarnbox, and it was when I was very new to knitting and I didn't know anything about yarn. So I didn't have a local yarn shop, or I didn't realize I had one. The only place to buy yarn that I knew of was Joann and Michael's. And, you know, people were using really lovely yarns, and I could go to Knit Picks or Webs or Jimmy Bean website, and there was amazing yarns, but I had no idea about those yarns. I didn't know anything about them. I didn't, you know, so you can't buy online if you don't know anything about the yarn. So anyway, I signed up for Yarnbox. which I really enjoyed. And I at one point I was getting regular yarn box, luxe yarn box, and sock box. I mean, I was just getting all these yarns, and whatever color they decided to send to me, because you don't get to pick. I mean, you can give them, you know, brights or whatever, but I don't even remember now. Whatever color they decided to send me, I'm like, the universe wants me to have this color. So this is why I still have some yarn box yarns that I've never knit. I'm not saying it's a good plan. I'm just saying it, you know. This won't be the first time I am leaving my yarn in the hands of the dyers. So I think that's what I will do. This yellow is very bright. I think I will... My next color after the greeny one that I'm doing is going to be this one, which is the lighter gray from Megan. And then I'm going to do the light, very light yellow with just a little bit of hint of kind of an orange. It's even orangier than this new yellow. Then I'll see what I get tomorrow from the 2 boxes and decide what I'm going to do next. I don't think I'm going to finish this welt I'm on and get 2 other welts knit today, because we have the concert today. And I'm going to be gone from like 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock, 7:30, something like that. So I'm not going to get a lot of welts done. So I have time to see what else is on offer, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I have talked a very long time, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop, and I didn't even talk about our dinner. I'm going to talk about our dinner tomorrow. Dennis made timbale last night. How do you spell that?
Timbale.
Timbale. I didn't put an E on my notes. I've been putting notes in my little notebook to think the things to talk about, and it included timbale for dinner. I even took pictures. So I'll talk to you about that tomorrow, because we're probably having leftovers tonight anyway. It gives you time to look it up if you care to. Timbale is the French word for like kettle drum. It's like timpani. And that's what it looks like on your plate. All right, I'm done. I was gonna also, I don't know where the time goes. I'm going to this concert, and I'm letting you know that I'm going to be wearing my mask the whole time. We have 2 sets of friends in the last 2 weeks who have gotten COVID by being in crowds and places with bad air circulation and filtration. So I just want to warn you to be careful, because people are getting COVID nowadays. And, you know, you don't want to get it. And I don't want to get it again. So anyway, I tell you all about the concert. Apparently I have lots to talk about, because there are 2 things on my list I didn't talk about yet. So, yeah. This is going to be really annoying for having these vlogs be so long, and I apologize for that. Although, my vlogs have always been this long. Sometimes short. Anyway, whatever. Still have my tree up. I told Dennis he needs to move the crows. This is Van Gogh's crows over the cornfield, and it goes away at Christmas, so I can put something up there. So I'm going to start decorating eventually, but not today. Anyway, please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, happy holidays, happy December, happy Advent. Please stay safe and stay sane.